And we're back. I'll be glad when the ceiling project is over. So the new screws don't really bite the same way that the other ones did. They're really struggling with the power drill. Although fortunately I have another, it's a tack life, just a, cordless screwdriver. And it seems to be working a little bit better. I think the other one, well, first off, it's a lot heavier, so it's wearing my arms out. But I think more importantly, the screw head is a little bit smaller, so I can hold on to it a little better, and it's got less torque, which I think is helping. But this stuff is really hard to screw through without a pre-drilled hole. It's a lot easier just going through the beam. Whew. But yeah. Welcome to the next video. Not really sure where this one's gonna end up. Like I said, obviously we'll finish this. And then I guess it's probably gonna turn into measurements. Although depending on how it goes, I might do like more lighting or something. I don't really like doing measurements when the wife's home. And I do have a day off where she's not home later this week. So Sunday, as a matter of fact. Today is now Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday now, actually. So yeah, a few more days. I'll actually be able to be here by myself. Get some measurements done, maybe. But we'll see. I got a couple of days to figure out if I want to do something in between now and then. But yeah, please, ceiling, be done soon. This has been a long project. Well, progress. We only have 1.5 panels down. And like I said, I didn't really secure all these anyway. I thought I put at least 2 in all of them, but I might have missed a couple. So technically the shelf can be cut down to where there's enough wood. But I don't think that's really going to work, because it's going to be thicker than this by a significant margin, which is going to bug the hell out of me. And on top of that, there is so little tolerance between the speaker and the panel. If it's any thicker, it's just not going to work. I'd have to actually cut the wood around the speaker, or at least the panel. And I don't really think I would like the way that would look, especially considering the other 3 are flush. So my other kind of last minute thought is, I do have 2 really long versions of these sitting in the garage. That's about the right thickness, and this stuff is, I mean, it's more stable than the damn wood is. You saw I used that one piece to patch that thing over there. So if I either flatten it or cut it and do 2 strips, I think that will work. And then based on the length, I should be able to get 4 out of it, because I have 2 really long ones, so 1 cut in half should give me the length I need. I was going to use it to make this a cutout versus I'm going to use the short ones for the top and bottom. I was thinking about just using the other one, the long ones, and cutting them down so it's all the exact same piece. But I think the ceiling is more important than making this pretty. So I think that's going to be my go-to. We'll try that and see if it works. If it doesn't, then I think it's going to have to be going to the store and getting more of this chipboard stuff, which I don't know when that's going to happen. So yeah, I guess I'll do some experimenting and see how it goes. Alright, one more update before bed. No, it didn't fall, I just haven't done that section yet. I've been struggling how exactly to line these up. I didn't really want to have a cut piece on the corner, so I did that there, which makes a weird overlap. And then obviously I can't really go bending the panels. So I got a little sliver there, I'm going to do a little sliver here. I just haven't felt like cutting those right now. I got a couple more up here. So I actually thought I was done with the tiles, but I guess I just finished the wood. I never actually put the rest of the tiles up. So I got one more to put up there. These are the things I was talking about to use instead of the wood. Now, they're not as long as I thought, so I'm not going to get double length per, but I do have 4, not 2, like I thought. So this will probably work, and this, even half of this is about as wide as the strips. So even if I take 2 of these and cut them in half, that's the 4 I need. And then I still have 2 full ones to do this, which I need front and back, top and bottom, left and right. So I need more than I think, or you might think. But in addition to those, I also found this. Oh, so hi, Simba. This is not insignificant cardboard. I mean, it's a little bowed, but I mean, it's pretty strong. So I think that at least mostly takes care of my problem. So maybe do this up in the corner. Maybe slide it around that wood. And then maybe I only need 1 of those strips to complete it out. So at least I have options. So between the wood, well, not the wood, between the cardboard and the L's, I think I can make the ceiling happen. But that is an adventure for another day. It's not that late, but I've been exhausted all day, so I'm gonna call it an early bedtime. Computer is hard at work rendering part 1 of the previous video. Then I still gotta render part 2. It's an old computer, it's an all-in-one, it's basically a laptop. It's really not designed for all this heavy editing, even though it's really just adding the clips and compressing it for YouTube. But yeah, it takes about, I don't know, 1 hour to 2 per like 10 minutes of video. So I know, I mean, when I do like a 22-minute clip, it takes like 8 hours to render the thing. So it's slow going. That's kind of the other reason why I'm spacing these out. But we're calling it a day. I got 2 more days of work, and then I have that Sunday off where the wife is working. That's probably when I'm gonna do some measurements, assuming this is far enough along at that point where I consider it worth it. Anyway, good night. Well, I think today is the day that I come home and there's no tile sitting on the floor waiting for me. I finally made it! Woo! Nope, yeah. And I got 1 left to put up. And then I can mount this cardboard and continue with the project. Not even those have fallen, and I don't even think I've screwed that one. I just kind of retaped it. So yeah. Things are coming along. Alright, so I cut off the end that looks like it got wet or something. So I'm getting rid of that. Made sure that my power is still accessible. So behind here is actually where the 1 extension cord terminates, which is where the lamp and the LED strip is plugged in. And then up over there behind that ceiling panel is the other section where I have power, where 2 extension cords come together, so I can access that outside the ceiling. This still looks like it's like the perfect length, pretty much the perfect width. I got wood here, I just need something here, and that will give me full coverage. And like I said, I got 4 of these things now, so one of these either cut in half or laid flat, either or. Should just about do it. And then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do the last row of the foam. But I'm in between the pipe and the duct, and I was even thinking I might be able to do another one of these strips kind of along the back to give me a lip. I got some options. I'm least worried about that right now. But if I at least get this part of the ceiling done, it'll be well on my way to victory. And I was thinking about it. Those spiral lights I had, I could very well do them in the ceiling too. I have to play around with them and see what I like, see where they look best. But that would be a future project. Well, the battery in this guy was getting kind of low. I didn't really want to stop. But fortunately, the tips are swappable. So this was the tip from here. Put it over here. Fits just fine. And now this works just as good as this does with these particular screws. That takes care of that. I mean, it looks pretty good. And I gotta make sure I don't go too tight with them because I don't want to go through the cardboard. It kind of defeats the purpose. But so far it seems to be holding up pretty good, and it's pretty stiff. You know, these panels aren't super heavy, so it doesn't have to hold a lot of weight or nothing. But yeah, we got a couple more screws in. Get some more foam up in there. And then they should be good to go. And I jinxed it. As I was putting up foam, I turned around and saw this guy. That's an easy fix though. Yeah, unfortunately, one thing that I had wanted to do that I didn't, and it's far too late now, is I wanted to do a demo of playing stuff down here and recording it upstairs from the living room before and after all the treatments. Stop that. I hear you falling. And it's down. Unfortunately, that's not something I can do now. I can certainly do the after, but I'm not going to be able to do the before, which would have been interesting. Just anecdotally, I can tell things are at least a lot more muffled. I don't hear dialogue and stuff as clearly from upstairs to down here. Presumably the transmission will work in a similar fashion going the other way. You can still hear it. I don't know if the mic's picking that up or not. Probably. So yeah, I mean, it's not like we're going to be watching a movie down here and somebody else is going to be in the living room having a different experience. Ideally, most of the time when I'm watching something, the wife's going to be down here with me anyway. We don't have any other roommates or company or anything that often. And if we do, they should be down here with us anyway, too. So, like I said, it's mostly for looks and in-room acoustics at this point. Less so transmission from one floor to the other. It helps to a degree, but that may have been one of the initial goals. Certainly not the end result. But that's alright. Gives us an excuse to spend more time together. I have a helper today. I guess he decided I wasn't paying enough attention to him. How does this get this far off? You know, I'm pushing this stuff together. Looks like it lines up at the time. And when I look at it later, it's like 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch off. And I get it. Whatever. I mean, for the most part, it looks alright, right? Yeah, what are you gonna do? There are times I miss the wood. It's real easy to miss and poke right through it with the super sharp drill bits. But like I said, it seems like I could sell it enough for what I'm doing. I guess we'll see if it stays up there or not. It's not like I can't fix it later if I need to, but I just need to be careful, I guess. Also, I fell off the ladder, slipped on it coming down, and just fell into the wall, so it's one of those days. Yay. Okay, that's a first. In all the times I've been doing this, I never had one snap clean off when I was screwing it in. So I guess we'll try it again and hope that was just a defective screw. It's not like I was applying that much torque to it or anything. It should have been fine. Let's see what happens if we go in. That was weird. Nope, 2 in a row. Something's going on. Maybe because I'm bending it? I mean, come on, it's cardboard. Let me try flattening it out first and see what happens. No, these screws definitely aren't as high quality as the last ones they had. They're definitely coated in something. There were 2 types of black screws. I just picked one at random because I don't know anything about screws. So maybe they're a different style. But I got 3 in. Because it is angled, I want to do 2 per beam. Possibly even 3. I got 1 in almost all the way. I got the other 2 kind of in loosely because I don't want to pop a 3rd head. Once I get the rest of them in kind of loose, then I'll tighten them all up and see if anything else breaks. And wash my hands. Well, it's up. Hopefully it's flat enough. Now we'll see how many of these heads break off, if any, when I tighten them down. Hopefully none. To be determined. But if it works, which crossing fingers it does, the framework for the ceiling is done. And I have enough room for nails. Of course, before I put all the tiles up, I'm going to have to run that run my REW to see what the ported versus non-ported response to these prime pinnacles are, or prime elevations, sorry. Because right now that port's still exposed. It's actually right here. Once I put a tile back there and or foam, that's gonna kind of kill that. I mean, I guess, well, not even. I was gonna say I could pull it down, but I can't. These are kind of permanently up here until the ceiling comes down. But it's already like 11:30 on Saturday. I do work tonight, so I don't think I'm gonna get that far. I'll finish as much of the ceiling as I'm in the mood for, not counting the 2 or 3 tiles over there. Really, honestly, probably just 1 tile right behind it. And then that should get me through today. And like I said, tomorrow night after, well, yeah, tomorrow night after. I mean, I'll have to find something to do tomorrow when we come home from work. It's that evening that I'll be by myself for measurements. But maybe I'll just take a day off from videoing. We'll see. Anyway, more to come. Well, they're all tight and none of them broke. Broke? Oh, none of them, yeah, I guess broke. I did change the torque setting too, which probably helped. So yeah, it is done. I don't love the way it sags in the back. I'll deal with that when I figure out what I'm doing with this back row. I might cut it. I might just tape it to the duct. Probably that latter one. But I want to start putting up some more panels. And apparently I have one more to fix. And 1 turn to do. But looking at it, I have a screw in the front corner, but not the other corner. So, my bad, I just missed one. Oh, several, but this particular one I missed one. One of these days I won't have to screw any more panels in. Well, I thought I finally lost the screw, but looking up, the screw is still in the ceiling. Looks like I just lost the screw head, well, the bit, which was more of a problem. I eventually found it. It took me a little bit, though. Yeah, I'm about ready to get this done. Getting close, though. Well, that tile definitely got 4 screws. Between the big gap in the middle, the 2 different materials, and all the different heights, between the pipe and the thinner cardboard and the wood. Yeah, all 4 corners got screwed. I might do that for actually everything in this row. just because of the pipe and the height difference. Speaking of pipe, if I do this back row, I need to make sure to kind of either leave that valve accessible, or at least remember where it is, because that's actually the shutoff for my outside water spigot. Really need to talk to the complex to see if I'm even supposed to turn that off or not for the season. Typically you would, but I don't know. I guess I need to find out. But yeah, it works. Proof of concept. It seems fine so far. I didn't leave myself much surface area in that corner, did I? I guess that's definitely a corner that's gonna get screwed. So probably that one and that one. That's pretty good chunky over there, and that's pretty chunky there. Almost all the way across. Alright, so I've made it to my day off, but realizing that this video is now over 20 minutes long, I guess it's going to be entirely ceiling. The only thing I have to screw is, I keep losing a couple of panels on this. I haven't screwed them in this corner yet. And I got the two little chunks here just to complete that row that are all down there at the moment. Everything else so far seems fine. I mean, there's a couple that sag that I probably could put some screws in, but that's not a priority. They're not falling on anybody's head. So yep, I am here by myself tonight. So I will wrap up this video. Like I said, it turned into a completely ceiling tile, which was not my initial intent, but that's just where the footage ended up. So once I finish that, and I may put up the couple more I need for that row there real quick. It's not going to take me very long. But once that's done, or once I kill enough time, if it's taking longer than I think it needs to, then I'll get the laptop out, get those measurements that we talked about run. Basically, like I said, I want to do all the baselines for all the channels, or at least the different types of channels. We have, what, 3 different types of speakers in the system? More or less. 2 brands, but 3 types. You know, they got these surround channels are all the same. The 4 Atmos are all the same. And then the front stage is essentially the same. So I want to kind of see their frequency response. I think I'm going to set them temporarily all to large, so there's no crossover, because I want to see what their performance is like, just stand alone on their own. And, you know, with that comparison, we'll get a sense of the prime elevations ported versus not ported, which I'm kind of curious. I suspect and hope it's the same signal, just attenuated, you know, a couple dB or whatever. If it is altering it beyond that, I'll have to determine if the extra sound dampening I'm getting by blocking the port, which again was never part of the intention, but ended up just being a happy accident, is worth it or not. I may actually reopen those back up and port them into the ceiling. But I think I'd rather not do that. We'll see. But yep, let me go ahead and get some tiles up on the wall while I'm still motivated. I did just wake up, but it's also already after 1 o'clock. And I gotta get these measurements in before 7 or so, if I want to do them solo. So, oh, actually look, there's a panel that I need to fix. I didn't even see you in the corner there, buddy. Fine. So, I'll take care of that too while I'm at it. Alright, see you in a bit with some REW work.